TikTok went dark under your administration. Come on now.
Fuck yeah, I want TikTok. That's great.
Hey,
but I'll repeat what I already said. I'd rather have women have access to abortion, children in school have access to free lunch, low-income Americans have access to food stamps and healthcare than Dean having access to TikTok there, little bro. We got Montana loading in. Montana MAGA boy, quote-unquote, is their name. All right, let's go to get... Hello, quote-unquote, Montana MAGA boy. How you doing?
Yo, so I'm a huge fan of Mr. President.
You're so cringe.
And listen, I love Alligator Alcatraz. I'm a huge fan of Alligator Alcatraz. Look, do you think Alligator Alcatraz is a camp?
So I think that Alligator Alcatraz is like something that I very obviously disagree with. Not only because of the suboptimal conditions inside of Alligator Alcatraz, but also just because of the fact that mass deportation is like one of the worst policies in.
So, do you think Alligator Alcatraz is a camp?
Is it when you say camp? What do you mean?
I don't know. I just hear you Democrats saying it's some sort of camp, and that's really not.
You mean concentration camp?
Yeah. You guys call it a concentration camp, and that's not really what it is.
It would depend upon like what definition of concentration camp is being provided. But like instead of like,
I wanted to know because you guys are.
Do you mind if I have the mic real quick?
Go for it.
Instead of like just going back and forth on if we can or can't refer to it as a concentration camp, knowing damn well you're never going to concede, how about we just debate the overall productivity of Alligator Alcatraz in the first place?
I mean,
regardless of that's your second interruption. Could I finish?
Are we having a conversation or what?
We are, and a conversation requires us being able to communicate full sentences.
Go for it.
So now you guys see why I'm hard on interruptions. So now I'm going to repeat myself and start from the beginning. Instead of us having a back and forth on if it isn't or is a concentration camp, predicated on how we define that phrase, knowing damn well you're never going to concede, I say let's try to have a more productive conversation, having discourse on if mass deportation and putting undocumented immigrants inside of these detention centers to be deported is a good idea in the first place.
Yeah,
and that you're still interrupting me.
I don't see it as a camp at all because these people...
Buddy, I'm going to finish. To see if the mass deportation is a good idea in the first place. So do you want to give an argument for mass deportation? Because I would love to hear you out. The mic is yours. Let's hear what the position is, bud.
Absolutely. These people are free to leave at any time they would like to the country of origin they are coming from. These people are coming across from the entire globe. They're met with their dietary needs. They're given a blanket. This is not no camp. How is this a camp?
I know who you are.
Who?
I see you on my For You page. You're a grifter. And like you're an unironic grifter.
Just like you.
No,
right?
not just
like you.
No, not just like me. I'll tell you how you're a grifter.
Like you.
Every single day you go live and you rage bait with your friend that I think is probably also a grifter for the left. And you guys do battles all day long where you guys just take turns shouting about how like how about the liberal side is right, and then you shout about how like MAGA is right, and you guys just like farm on battles. I know who you are.
Are you avoiding Alligator Alcatraz right now? Because the only grifter right now sounds like you.
How am I a grifter?
That only sounds like you. I ain't selling no course. That's you.
I'm not selling a course either. Unless you think I should sell a course on, how to critically think. I think it'd be worthwhile for you.
Do I look like I got a course?
You don't look like you're intelligent enough to even start a course in the first place.
And listen, these people are coming all across the globe and they're met with their dietary needs. They're given they're given the same food as the workers. So I'm wanting to know, how is it inhumane conditions?
Phenomenal. Well, I'll tell you why it's inhumane conditions. I'll give you a couple key points. However, after I describe why we see inhumane conditions, not just in Alligator Alcatraz, but also in other places where immigrants have been detained, I would appreciate it if you'd answer the question I asked of why you even support the mass detention of undocumented immigrants and the mass removal of undocumented immigrants in the first place. But I'll answer your question first because I'll be good faith. Okay, we see a lot of indicators that there's suboptimal conditions at places such as Alligator Alcatraz. We've heard from inmates at Alligator Alcatraz that they're being served one meal a day. Some of those meals have maggots in them. Hearing from other inmates at Alligator Alcatraz that, there hasn't been clean running water to bathe in a week, as well as the totality of the camp was set up in 7 days. And there's a lot of concerns with how it was set up. So the Republicans that built the camp told us that it is built to withstand a Category 2 hurricane. However, in the last 4 years alone, there's been 3 hurricanes that were Category 3 or higher, meaning that, it's very well expected that in the next handful of years, we could expect a hurricane that just wipes the camp off the face of the map, right? And I mean, there's other places as well, like Seacot, where the Trump administration has sent undocumented immigrants to be detained, where they've been tortured and beaten and starved. I mean, we actually just heard about a legal immigrant, a green card holder, that was accidentally removed to Seacot, where he was literally SA'd, right? Of course, there's suboptimal, inhumane conditions at these facilities.
So I think you're being disingenuous, number one. Where are you getting these sources? That's what I'd like to know, because the person who was put in charge of Alligator Alcatraz, Mr. Ron DeSantis, said that all of the people at Alligator Alcatraz are being fed the same as the workers. And if you want to talk about a grifter, holy grift, look at that word salad you just put together. Are you denying that they're not fed the same food as the workers? Answer the question.
So do you think that the workers are also only fed one meal a day?
So listen, I said that they're fed the
because
same
they get to go home at night. Oh yeah, because you forgot that they get to go home at night. Yeah, what about that 8-hour shift? You finish your shift, you go home and you eat dinner, or you eat breakfast before you go to work in the morning in the first place. Oh, I bet they're served the same lunch, right? Oh, I don't doubt it. But guess what? Those workers, they get to literally leave, and they get to eat dinner at home at night, or they get to eat breakfast in the morning.
And you know who else can leave, right? The people at Alligator Alcatraz are given a free flight back to the place of origin. A free flight.
Oh, a free flight. So you mean deportation. I have a question. Why do you support mass deportation?
They can go back to the place of origin. They are not held there.
Because it's a detention and processing camp for deportation. Now tell me why.
Processing camp. So why do all you guys call it a camp?
So tell me why. I mean, you just called it a camp. You just affirmed that yes, it's a processing camp. Goddamn. But tell us why you support mass deportation in the first place, there, bud.
Are you censoring me? We know you support censorship. We know you support it because we done not saved TikTok once. We saved it twice, right. 3 times. We're going to get an American owner for TikTok.
Listen,
and this is what you say. I've seen you say this. Wait a minute.
I'll give that one. I'll give that one to you. Donald Trump did save TikTok, but honestly,
hold on. I already know what you're saying.
I would prefer the 66 million American women that have lost their access to abortion to have access to abortion. The 3 million Americans that have lost access to food stamps to have access to food stamps, and the 10 million Americans that have lost access to healthcare to have access to healthcare, compared to me having access to TikTok. Thank you very much.
Look, it's the same old playbook. We've heard you say that because it
was right a month ago, and it's right today.
Where credit is due. Thank you for giving credit where credit is due. We are agreeing that we saved TikTok when TikTok went dark under your administration. Come on now. We are holding people accountable.
We're probably going to agree more than we disagree here. I agree that
absolutely. That's
Biden,
what I do. I make people agree.
Listen to what I have to say. Listen to what I have to say, right? Biden obviously did nothing to attempt to save TikTok. And the one pro that we have reaped from Donald Trump's lawlessness is illegally extending the TikTok ban. You understand, if you actually read the bill, he can't just continue to issue an extending deadline on when it's officially banned if there is no progress of a deal being achieved. And obviously, he is now one moment. Listen to what I have to say. Listen to what I have to say here. He's now extended that deadline 3 times, which obviously indicates that at least for the first extension, there was no progress being made. So that extension is illegal, but I'll tell you, fuck yeah, I want TikTok. That's great. But I'll repeat what I already said. I'd rather have women have access to abortion, children in school have access to free lunch, low-income Americans have access to food stamps and healthcare than Dean having access to TikTok there, little bro.
Here we go. Look, we've agreed on Alligator Alcatraz. We've agreed on TikTok.
We didn't agree on Alligator Alcatraz because you never answered my question on why the hell you support mass deportation in the first place.
I absolutely did answer the question. I support it because, listen, Laken Riley, say her name. Say her name.
Oh, Laken Riley. I'll say her name.
Say her name.
I have a question.
Exactly why I support it in this country, because we had a southern border crisis where Kamala Harris was the border czar, and she only went down there to have drinks at our southern border. She only went down there once, and that was when she was running for president.
Very nice. So first and foremost, her name is pronounced Kamala. Okay.
Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Are you telling me that Republicans are so fucking stupid they can't pronounce words?
Listen, she went to the border once to have Mexican food, Mexican drinks, and she went down there for political gain. Now, did she... Tell me how she did as a border czar. How did she do as a border czar?
Okay, all right. You're now asking me the question, how did she do as border czar? I'm going to answer that question, but for right now, I'm going to compartmentalize it and place it at the end of my list of things to do. Because the first thing I have to do is to respond to the argument you attempted to make for mass deportation by just saying Laken Riley's name. So before I give you an argument against that, I just want to point out your hypocrisy to everybody watching. Who the hell is Molly Tibbetts?
Let me tell you, that's Molly is on a long list, one of these big, beautiful lists of people that we say their name. We say whoever's name.
Who is Molly Tibbetts?
We gotta say.
Who is it?
Listen.
Who is that? Who is that?
Listen, there's a long list of people.
Who is she? Tell me who she is.
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
Listen, there's a long list of people, and it'd be disingenuous.
You're stalling.
Every single name on the list.
Oh.
Now you tell me who she is, since you know so much about her.
Yeah. So the reason why you don't know who Molly Tibbetts is because she was murdered by an undocumented immigrant during Donald Trump's first administration. Isn't it fucking
Absolutely.
funny? Let me finish. You pipe down. Isn't it funny that you've never heard Donald Trump say Molly Tibbetts' name? Isn't it funny that you've never heard any Trump supporter say Molly Tibbetts' name? And isn't it funny that you as a Trump supporter don't even know who she is? Now, I'm going to go ahead and respond to the next part. I think that the Trump administration's approach to how they've responded to Laken Riley is completely atrocious. Let me tell you. So they put Laken Riley's name on the Laken Riley Act, in which they signed into law, but it's so fucking disgusting because all that bill does is it verifies and confirms that there's going to be more women just like Laken Riley in other countries, because what that bill allows for is the removal and deportation of undocumented immigrants in this country that haven't been found guilty of a violent crime, but merely accused of one. Meaning that they underwent no due process, they did not see their day in front of a judge, and they were not found guilty of a crime. So the moment they're deported, they're going to walk and roam free on the streets of another country. And are you sure that you want potential murderers, potential rapists, potential violent offenders that have done things like the undocumented immigrant did to Laken Riley, roaming free on the streets of other countries, ensuring that there's going to be more violent crimes against women, more women raped, more women murdered, just ensuring that there's more women in other countries just like Laken Riley, and then you're like putting that under a bill called the Laken Riley Act? How contradictory is that? How absolutely shitty is that? How absolutely atrocious is that?
Thank you. Number one, you're being disingenuous because you're saying all these words and you acting like you're Karen. So when we talk about Molly, that happened in the first term. Laken Riley only happened a couple years ago? You research this every day. That happened a couple years ago? So hell yeah, we're going to talk about Laken Riley. That happened in the first term, and we actually held people accountable in our first term. Unlike you guys. Look at who we put in charge of the border. Tom Homan. Look at what Tom Homan has done in just 6 months.
This guy can't.
Look at what this administration has done in just 6 beautiful big months, right? I mean, look at what we've done. We don't take bribes. No, we don't. That jet was started under your administration. When you talk about we take bribes, that was started under your administration. Now, look, I'm not here to play the disingenuous game with you, spitting out all these words. Word salad. Look, I will give Kamala Harris credit.
Kamala.
I'll give her credit. With
pronounce her name right.
Pronounce Kamala.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
I will give her.
I'm gonna give you a lesson in how to pronounce words. Say comma. Unmute.
I'll give her credit where credit is due.
No, quickly. No, quickly.
I'll tell her what she was.
Say comma.
Listen, whatever satisfies you, and whatever you can do to sleep at night.
Say okay. This will help me. This will help me sleep at night. Say comma.
Will this help you sleep at night?
Yes, it will. Say comma.
Will this help you sleep at night?
It will. Yes. The answer to your question is yes.
You didn't win. So whatever.
Yeah. I'll
Whatever,
clarify on
karma,
that.
karma.
I
There you go.
didn't win. Neither did you. Neither did the country. Now say
we all
la.
won. Trust me, we have all won. Look at what we've done
Okay.
in just 6
Okay.
months. We're
Okay.
talking.
Real quick, can I have the mic so I could talk about what we've done in the last 6 months?
Go for it. Let's hear what your 6 months sounded like.
Great. No. I think it's great to talk about what's happened in the last 6 months, all the big wins. You know, one of the big wins that we've seen is the fact that 52% of S&P 500 companies reported lower profit margins in the second quarter of this year. Another big win is that in the first quarter of this year, our GDP actually went down. Another big win is that long-term employment, which is being unemployed for 27 weeks or longer, is actually the highest it's been, excluding the pandemic, since 2017. That's a huge win, right? Another big win is that inflation has risen 2.6% over the last year and has accelerated since April. And in fact, almost every single good you buy from the grocery store is more expensive today than it was on the day of Donald Trump's inauguration. America is winning. Oh, and let's talk about the big wins. You know, promises made, promises kept, as the Trump administration likes to say. He promised to release the Epstein files, but once the DOJ told him he was on them in May, he started lying, saying that he didn't know if he was on them. Had the FBI redact his name and they're nowhere to be seen. Promise made, promise kept. When he was running, he promised to make IVF free for all American women. But then yesterday, his administration came out and said that it's no longer something that they plan to do. Promises made, promises kept. He promised that he was going to end the Russia-Ukrainian war in the first 24 hours in office. Now we're 7 months into his term and things have gotten so bad, he's conceded and started sending more money back to Ukraine even though he ran on the office. Promise made, promise kept. He promised to pass an infrastructure bill during his first term. Never got it done. Biden got it done in 1 year. Promise made, promise kept. He promised to build a wall between America and Mexico and stick that bill to Mexico, but then ended up building 50 miles and stuck the bill to American taxpayers. That was a promise made and a promise kept. Am I right? And guys, we could go on and on and on all day long. Another big promise that was made and kept was no tax on Social Security. He made that promise during the election. He promised it when the big, beautiful bill was being drafted. And then he said he was in the bill when the bill was being passed through Congress. But then when you read the bill, it actually doesn't describe that people will not pay no tax on Social Security. Another promise made and another promise kept, right? And I mean, we could go on and on and on all day long. Just look at how much we've been winning in the last 6 months. We've been winning so much that our own Bureau of Labor Statistics, who has historically been nonpartisan and has simply reported the information that the average American and financial institutions need to know, they've been reporting massive job loss in this country since Donald Trump was inaugurated. And it is so bad that Donald Trump called it a fraud, just like the 2020 election, and fired the head of the BLS. He made a promise that we're going to experience the golden age of the American economy, but then shit hit the fan so hard that he then fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Another promise made and another promise kept. So tell me, are these the big wins you're referencing, Mr. Montana?
Thank you, Dean. Aren't you just so good? Look at how much you said in a minute and a half. Look at you. You are so good. Okay, back to what I was saying.
Get pushed!
Remember when you guys blamed the stock market on us? Remember that? You said you guys were blaming us on the stock market. We called it Joe's stock market. It was absolutely and utterly Joe's stock market. And
wait, are you talking about the downfalls in the first quarter of this year?
It's nothing but crickets. I let you talk. I let you have your minute and a half of word salad.
All right, buddy. I'll give you. Your
like I said, your mama.
I'm sorry, Dean. Whenever someone does that, I just have to. It's just like, I just get like this, intuition.
You censoring me? You censoring me? We know you support censorship.
Yeah. I support censoring you, dude.
Listen, please, no one's censoring me. Not today and not tomorrow. But let me make clear that when the stock market tanked, that was because of you guys. That was your stock market. Then when we had the stock market at all-time highs,
Can I ask you?
Now,
can I ask you about the Democrats?
Are you reading off your teleprompter?
No, I don't have a teleprompter.
Montana MAGA boy.
Do you want to see what's in front of me? I'll show you.
Yeah, let's see this teleprompter because Joe read off a teleprompter in front of 3 people. Now that was disingenuous.
Look at that. I don't know if you could see that, but it's just my monitor with OBS and TikTok.
Here.
No, look at I just took a picture.
Look at his notes, dude.
Where's the teleprompter?
I can't see off your iPhone 5, but
where's the teleprompter?
Listen,
Seriously.
Bottom line
No?
is
Not teleprompter? Okay.
Joe read off a teleprompter in front of 5 people, and you guys were on here supporting him for his presidency. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
He read off a teleprompter in front of 5 of his friends, and you're supporting that? Okay. You supported Kamala Harris.
Okay,
having an interview.
So I've corrected you.
There's no way this guy's real.
I've
dude.
corrected. He is
Oh,
real.
I'm real.
I've seen him before.
I'm real.
He is real. He does his own.
Oh,
thing.
he's seen me.
Yeah, I have.
He's seen me.
So I'm gonna ask you to pronounce her name right. If you like intentionally mispronounce it again, I'm just gonna kick you from the live. If you want to call her Miss Harris because you just literally can't pronounce words, that's fine too. But don't just continue to intentionally mispronounce her name. Now, I want to ask you about something that you had said. Because you said the crashes in the stock market that we saw in Q1 of this year was caused by the Democrats. Well, I just think that's abundantly wrong. You know, the crashes in the market were caused by Donald Trump's threat and imposition of tariffs. But you're telling me that they were caused by the Democrats. How the hell did the Democrats cause the crashes in the market during the first quarter of this year?
Absolutely. It's what you guys were spewing, thinking you guys were on the campaign trail. Now look at today. Look at today. We've been in office for 6 months. Look at the
Are you going to answer the question?
Yeah, reached. Look at the all-time highs.
So I just want to clarify your argument.
Who are you blaming about today?
So I just want to clarify your argument.
Today?
I just want to be super clear here. Your argument for the idea that Democrats caused the crashes in the market during the first quarter of this year was that today we're experiencing all-time highs. Is that your argument?
Absolutely not.
So then what's the argument that the Democrats caused the crashes in the first quarter? Because you said that.
The argument was that you guys were pushing this. You guys were saying that it was Donald's.
Pushing what?
Donald's stock market. It absolutely wasn't. Hell to the no.
So then how did the Democrats cause the crash, buddy?
Absolutely. It was the way how you guys were spewing, doing what you guys always like to do.
Spewing what specifically?
You guys were spewing like you were on the campaign trail.
Spewing what? What were the Democrats spewing that caused the crashes there, bud?
Listen, I think you're missing the big point here.
I am missing the point.
Line.
Where the hell is the point at? Is the point over here? Is the point over there? Is the point in front of me? Where the hell is the point? Obviously, I'm missing it. So
Listen,
give me the
we
point.
were in a
What were the Democrats spewing that caused the market crashes in the first quarter?
Bottom line, we were in a transition period. Yeah, the tariffs might have had a little to do with it. But look, just
and
a
whose
little.
tariffs were those?
Listen.
Whose tariffs were those?
Listen, absolutely. Thank you.
Were they
you
Trump's?
Guys were pushing. You guys were
They were Trump's tariffs. So I just want to clarify your argument that Democrats caused the market crashes in the first quarter of this year was that Donald Trump signed his shitty economic policy into law. Really? Really, my friend?
Absolutely not. You guys were spewing people like in 6 months our economy would be horrible. This economy is the strongest and best it has ever been. That is number one. Can we agree that this is the strongest our economy has ever been? Absolutely. And look, you guys were spewing that the dang tariffs.
Oh
you
my
guys said
goodness
the dang
gracious.
tariffs were going to tank our economy.
Right.
You guys said the tariffs. All these countries back down. Vietnam, you name it. I'm sure you know the numbers pretty dang well. You've seen them. You want to spew with whatever DNC you're pushing? Go for it. But
There's
listen,
no way this guy's real. Like, wait, you think that do you think we're paid by the DNC?
are you paid by the DNC?
Yeah.
You're paid by something. Like I was watching.
Who do you think we're paid by?
I was watching Tucker Carlson last night. He was talking about how all these people might even have been talking about you right there with the pink background. He was talking about how all you guys are getting paid to push these narratives.
Paid by whom?
Paid by who? You tell me.
Okay.
You
Wait,
tell me.
actually, I will tell you. Shaylee just paid me $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Shaylee says your content has been incredibly helpful, teaching me about being a Democrat and providing comfort through critiquing those who lack critical thinking. Thank you for the love, Shaylee. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Who Shaylee pays me? And one second. Then also Nevaeh pays me. She just sent me $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Nevaeh. And then CYNX, thank you for the $5. And then Melissa with a $15. Appreciate all of y'all for the love over on Venmo and PayPal. You can actually find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio.